It was a good long run, but I guess everything ends eventually. Ooh. Bet nobody remembers that.
Saturday, August 10th, 2013 was the day Tramps, one of Saskatoon's most iconic second-hand comic, music, and bookstores, quietly closed forever. For 35 years, the staff at Tramps stayed ahead of the ever-changing landscape of pop culture, and as a result, Tramps became the place to fill in the gaps in your collection of, well, you name it, they sold it. Vinyl, tapes, CDs, VHS, DVDs, books, comics, and graphic novels. Now, for you younger viewers, just imagine a world without the internet, where old books and music were only available in physical copies. Now imagine a giant warehouse that usually had everything you were looking for under one roof. For almost 4 decades, that was Tramps. And for a while, stores seemed to be popping up everywhere. The most recognizable location sat here for nearly 3 decades in the Grosvenor Park shopping mall. But longtime collectors can remember when there was one here on 2nd Ave, as well as about another 2 or 3 random locations all over the city. For the most part, the years were kind to Tramps. Wilson fondly remembers standing behind the till in the late 80s when people were eagerly upgrading their music libraries from vinyl to CDs, and then a few years later when the comic industry absolutely exploded in the early 90s.
We were just busy all the time. Busy every day and very busy on Saturdays.
Oh, memories. It was right here I walked out with my own copy of the highly anticipated Death of Superman. A few weeks later, I was lucky enough to get it signed by Saskatoon's own Tom Grummett. Yes, we all know Tom Grummett amazingly penciled many issues around the Death of Superman, just not this particular issue. Come on, cut me some slack. I was like 9 years old.
Wilson's highlight is a little different than mine. In 1994, he managed to bring in Dave Sim, author and illustrator of Cerebus, and arguably Canada's hottest comic creator at the time, for a rare Saskatoon meet and greet.
I knew there were Cerebus fans, but how many? And then it turned out to be a raging success.
For this reporter, Tramps was also an absolute hidden gem of an interview location. In 2009, I talked with Jonathan Torrance in the record section, and in 2011, I laughed with Jay and Silent Bob's Jason Mewes in the comic book section. Somewhat ironically, rumors are now circulating that the vacant Tramps building will be the future home of Lydia's Pub version 2. The popular nightclub closed its doors about 2 weeks before Tramps did, and while no one put together a midnight vigil for the used book and music store like they did the bar on Broadway, maybe they should have, because as Tramps now becomes a place of legend, us Saskatites have lost the last place we could spend a rainy Tuesday afternoon flipping through stacks of back-issue comic books, movies, and music, searching for specific treasures or simply being reminded of our youth. For Go Saskatoon, I'm Curtis Anderson.